Hello and welcome to the Crystal Stairs hands-on learning activity. So this month, Miss Michelle shared one of her favorite stories, I Love My Hair, and we're going to show you an activity that you can do with the children. But before we do that, I wanted to just talk a little bit because this is an opportunity to have a really powerful conversation with children, and so I wanted to just kind of give you a chance to share why you brought this book to us.
Absolutely. So this book is a part of a personal journey for myself, but it's something that all of us take with us. We all have things from our childhood that come up as insecurities later on in life, and it's not just because. It's a part of the brain science and the way our minds are formulated. So in previous months, we talked about the brain, and we talked about the green part, the blue part, and the red part. So this middle section of the blue part asks, am I loved? And this blue section is actually where we hold some of those insecurities, some of those false brain messages that were passed along down to us from other people in our lives. As a child, being a biracial person and being white presenting was always confused about my hair. I didn't know how to love it because I kept getting mixed messages from everyone around me, and it made me start to feel insecure. And so the hair journey that the character in the story talks about was a very personal journey for myself, and I have to remind myself as an educator that my you talk will become your I talk.
Okay, so my you talk will become your I talk. Am I saying that right?
You're saying that exactly right. So a little message of myself growing up, I was often told by caring adults in my life, sit down, Michelle, you talk too much, you're too loud, be quiet. Sit down, you talk too much, you're too loud, be quiet. Sit down, you talk too much, you're too loud, be quiet. Became, as an adult, Michelle, sit down, I talk too much, I'm too loud, be quiet. I talk too much, I'm too loud, be quiet. And not until I became conscious of these things that I had to realize that a lot of these things that were passed down into my false brain messages in my emotional part of my brain, I had to start to course correct and use those same things that I thought were wrong with me as my superpower. So there was a journey here that she got to face, and to the end of loving her hair. I just got to this journey as an adult. I didn't love my hair as a child. And I wish I had more of these conversations at home with trusting adults, so that way it didn't take me so long to learn to love the hair that I have.
Oh wow, that is so powerful to me, and just even hearing you say like what you would hear repeated back, I started to feel myself get emotional. I think that's really why we do these videos for you as parents and caregivers, because we really want to equip you with more of the why you do what you do, like how important you are and essential you are in the lives of children. And so just hearing it put in that way just reminds us that what we say matters, and the you talk becomes the I talk. Like, I really had to hold my tears back on that part. But I want to share an activity, and then let's come back and talk a little bit more.
Absolutely.
But I want to make sure that we give you an idea for how to do an activity that will allow the children to celebrate the differences in their hair or their head shape. So for this activity, you're going to need a blank wall because we're going to do a silhouette art. So we're going to go ahead and move to the other room so we can show you how it's done. All right, so you'll see we have our blank wall here. We're going to just show an activity. We needed an extra set of hands, so Ms. Lupe is here holding the light. So this is something that you can do to celebrate each child in your program. So what you're going to want to do is have a blank wall. You're going to want to have, I'm just using the light from my, the flashlight from my camera to highlight, to show Miss Michelle's silhouette, and we're going to trace it. So with your students, you can just use white construction paper, put some painter's tape, and tape it to the wall, okay? I've already gone ahead and put white butcher paper on our wall, so we're just gonna show you how it goes. Very simple. So this is step one of the activity. This can be the complete step, or you can do the other follow-up steps that we're gonna show you later. All right, so Miss Michelle, hold very still. I'm gonna start here at the back. Okay, so this is part one. We're going to show you the next part, and we're going to go back to the other side. All right. Tap, tap, clickety clack, tap, tap, clickety clack. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love how, when you read the story, how she sang that part, and it just reminded her of the things she needed from the grocery store. So I want to ask you, how did it feel having your silhouette drawn?
I felt very seen. I was able to see the textures of my curls differently, and I was able to appreciate them and thought, oh my goodness, those are mine. This is me. And at the end, it felt like a celebration.
Yes, and that's exactly what we want the children to feel as well. So what we did off camera was we traced Ms. Michelle's silhouette. You saw that part. I just wanted to show you another one. So like if this is a child, you trace their silhouette on the white paper, and then you cut it out on the black paper. And what's really gonna make this special is if they have some artwork that they want to glue it onto. They can use paint daughters. I use watercolor for this, and everyone will have their own unique, out of this world silhouette showing their hairstyle or their head shape. All right, so thank you so much. This was a lot of fun.
It was so fun, and it was also very releasing. It felt like I got to kind of heal a little piece of my inner child that still had a little insecurity, and now I feel a lot more, I feel more accepting of my hair and beautiful about the shape that I have. And I think I'm going to take that in moving forward and share that with all the children and the parents that I serve.
I love that, and that's what I wanted to say as well. I feel like this was a great conversation to have. It reminded us of some of the messages we may have received, and it kind of reminds us of how we may see ourselves, and we need to rethink some of that, right, that false brain message. But then also reminds us of the importance of the work we do with young children, and so making sure that they feel seen, as you said, and heard and valued and all of that. So thank you for the work you do. We will always remind you that you are essential, and we encourage you to do these activities with the children. Please send us photos if you do some out of this world silhouettes, portraits. We would love to see them. And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you here again on the next First Friday.
Bye.
I want to sing out. Tap, tap, clickety clack, tap, tap, clickety clack.